What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. What is up, guys? Welcome to another quickie. My name is JJT with Komish Eric. It's Friday here in Manila. A couple of days, a day before some holiday festivities going on. How are you, Komish?
Fine, I'm fine. Not a good week for me. So far,
This early?
This late.
It's been 4 days anyway.
No, actually, we talked about it in our weekly analyzer that this week you have to start strong. Like right now, basically after tomorrow, your week is done. Because there's only 5 more games left after tomorrow. That's it. So
tomorrow's a crucial one. Tomorrow's a big one.
Yeah, and my team suffered because I have a lot of Kristaps. Kristaps missed 2 games already. I have some Jimmy Butlers, as we all know. So there were some rests that I did not expect. So in a lot of categories, I was already way down. So right now, I'm just hoping for the best. Maybe get a 4 or 5 in most of the leagues. I'm hoping for that. Plus, of course, Indiana, I have a lot of Tyrese Haliburton. He has so far played only a game. Tomorrow is going to be questionable. So that's another problem for me. So this week has not been that good for me overall. Again, just like last week.
And like we said, there are a lot more teams. I think 4 teams with just 2 game schedules, and then players like Jimmy Butler did not play. And then there are a few teams with 4 games, which can be also good or bad depending on how you see it. But there's like KD, I think, has played, right? Brooklyn has 4 games, right?
Yes.
So far, I think KD has played all of them. Kyrie hasn't. He missed the last game. So we'll see.
I think Brooklyn only has 3 games though. I think they only have 3 games.
Philly is the one with
Philly. Yes, Philly has 4 games.
The Lakers.
Yes.
Right?
Those yes.
So So if you're against those teams, the star players of those teams is going to be a problem again for you. But today, we're gonna do some light discussion. All-Star Fantasy All-Star. Voting for the NBA All-Star has started, and usually it's really a popularity vote. But let's talk about fantasy-wise, who are the top plays?
I saw your picks. I think you posted it on Twitter.
Yeah, I did. So let's start with the East.
Who was your guards?
My guards are Donovan and Haliburton.
Yeah, the same. So I guess let's talk about it fast. Donovan is a top 10 player so far this year in fantasy. People might still think of him as 25th to 30th ranked player like before. But so far, he's been top 10. He has been able to hold on to it, even with Garland's it's like he's renewed in Cleveland. So don't sell him low. I don't think he's he's a sell high in the sense that if you can get a player higher than a top 10 guy, then yes, go. But I guess don't undervalue him in trade talks. That's what I want to say.
Yeah. The player that was on the bubble for me was Trae Young. But I think these 2 players, Haliburton and Donovan, were really ahead.
But going forward, will you pick Trae over Donovan fantasy wise? If you were offered a Trae Young for your Donovan, would you accept it? Because that's probably the deal that people could do. Like if you have Donovan and you think, maybe he's gonna falter, I'm gonna sell high and I'm gonna go Trae.
Maybe. Would you? Yeah. I think it's a needs type of thing for me. But yeah, I think I can see myself doing that. If I was offered Trae, I'll probably get Trae.
Okay. I'm
for
fine
the
with
assists,
Trae, but
the points, maybe the threes.
Yeah, the threes have been down. I talked about him for a while in my quick notes. Poor three
The
point
field
shooting,
goal has been really bad.
really bad field goal, and 3 point percentage, 27%. That's bad. And
Yeah.
he hasn't made a lot of 3 pointers. People might think Trae Young gives me 3 pointers. If you own Trae Young and you're losing threes, check his stats. He's not giving a lot of threes this year. So is it something that he can improve on in the future? I don't know. But it's just me, but I'd probably hold on to Donovan for this season. For this season.
Tyrese, who's your pick though? I assume we have the
Tyrese.
same pick.
Tyrese and Donovan. We're
Uh,
the same.
all right, Tyrese is an easy choice for the starters.
Yeah.
For the
My
East guards,
my bubble though is not the same. My bubble is Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Kyrie. We can't be biased. He's been good. 29 games this year. So far, he's been really good. Top 15. Top 15. So he's
Yeah.
the guy in my bubble. Kyrie Irving.
All right, let's move on to the forwards. I have Embiid, Tatum, and KD.
Yep. Exactly the same.
The bubble for me was Giannis,
Yeah.
just because he's Giannis. But I think overall, if you're not, because Giannis is a build, he is only fit for certain builds.
Yeah.
These three players I mentioned, be it Tatum and KD, you can fit them anywhere, or you could really start a team with them without thinking of what build am I gonna do, and then just work and put the lineup around them. So yeah, I think plus they've been durable enough this season. Tatum, even Embiid, I mean, missed a few games early, but so far you won't feel him missing too much. No one's complaining.
Yes. You put it perfectly. That's exactly what I wrote actually. I chose the three because, as you said, they could fit any team. All three of them. With Giannis, you cannot. With Giannis, you cannot.
Same bubble for you, Giannis?
Yes, it's Giannis, but I also have Jaylen Brown actually. Jaylen has been very good, but the three players we just mentioned is just too far off. It's just at a different level
just
altogether.
above everyone else. Just above.
Just above everyone. Yeah.
Let's go to the West. Who's yours? Who's your pick?
My guards were Luka and SGA.
All right, we have the same pick.
Yes. I guess the bubble is Steph, right?
Yeah, the bubble is Steph.
You can actually pick Steph over, because we're talking about the All-Stars as of now. No? So we can't talk about in the future because Steph's gonna miss a month. So of course he's gonna drop. But Steph is top 2 fantasy player. So yeah, you can put him over SGA. But I gave value to the fact that SGA was picked very low. For me, there's value in that. Like, you got extra value out of that. So I got him. I got Luka over Steph because
it's Luka.
I mean, Luka's played most games, right? Hasn't rested. It's just been very solid as a rock, as a foundation of fantasy teams. So I went with Luka.
And your forwards?
I think we're the same. I have Jokic, I have Sabonis, and I forgot who's the last one I have. AD. Yes, AD.
I know AD is injured, but we're talking about the performances before he was injured, and we still don't know what's there moving forward. But we're talking about past performances. Who's your bubble?
Not much actually in the West.
Probably, I had Zion as my bubble, and then
I think Zion.
Someone brought up Lauri Markkanen's name.
I was gonna mention Lauri.
Why I didn't consider
Lauri and Zion. I was actually considering two. Actually, if you look at it, Lauri could replace Sabonis there. Lauri played well today again for Utah, so he could replace Sabonis in your lineups. But as I said, 77 rebounds and 33 assists the past 3 games for the domantas Sabonis is no joke. Even if he can't shoot 3-pointers, even if he can't block, those.
No, here's the thing. There was a question for me. a while ago. It was by Andy HH Sports from Twitter. He asked me why I
Yeah.
considered what should Zion do to overtake Sabonis, for example. I think clearly Jokic and AD ahead of everyone else. I think that Sabonis spot is the one we're gonna be debating about. I think, and I said it's really, I think, a matter of preferences. I mean, the percentages are pretty even. I think the advantage of Zion is maybe more stocks because I checked
A
the,
little,
yeah, a
a
little more. I
little,
mean,
a
the
little
blocks
more.
are a little higher, the steals a little bit higher. But the biggest thing for me, if you're playing head to head, for example, if a player gives you what 15, 16, 17 rebounds, that's big. That's huge in head to head. That's a player who can carry you in just a single category. And Zion
I-
can't do that for me.
if Sabonis, the 3 games Sabonis played, 77 rebounds and 33 assists. How big of that edge is that already for you in a week like this?
Yeah.
That's huge. Sabonis, as you said, he can. In fairness to Sabonis, he gets gets a little more rebounds nowadays, but it's far, far, far from Sabonis level. He gets more assists because he's the basically the point guard for the Pelicans. He breaks
You're
down the
talking about
ball.
Zion. You're talking
He
about Zion.
creates. Yeah, I'm talking about Zion. He's a point guard for the Pelicans, so he gets assists also. Like I think 4 or 5 assists a game. So that's not bad, but it's just not Sabonis level. So if he's not as good as Sabonis in those rebounds and assists, he should be better in scoring, which is he is, but not
But
enough
not
because he
but,
doesn't
but
shoot
not too
threes
much.
also.
Not too far.
Not too much.
Yeah, not too much.
So to answer that question, I think he has to be consistent with the stocks, which is what you
Yeah.
said. It has to be consistent with the stocks. He has to
Not
at
just
least really
consistent.
be at the 1 point something level.
Yeah. 1.3
Yeah,
maybe,
with stock.
1.2
Yeah,
steals and we're 1.2
with blocks, huh?
blocks. Yeah. 1.2,
Yes,
1.2.
yes,
1.2 steals. Around two
yes,
two stocks per game, right? More or less two stocks
yeah.
per game. That's the key. And we're talking
The
about fantasy
guy,
here, right? I
yes,
also said
fantasy.
in real life, we'd probably vote Zion there in the starting lineup
Yeah,
because we who wants to see Sabonis in All-Star game, right? No one
his
wants.
dad, his dad. Actually, another player we forgot to mention as a bubble in the East is Siakam,
Mhm.
Pascal
Yeah,
Siakam.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that will be closer. That will be harder because Siakam. If Siakam was in the West, I might pick. It might be more of a debate. If Siakam was in the West,
You
no,
know,
as I said in the East, it's too far. Yeah,
yeah, the East is, yeah, yeah. Plus, even him and Giannis were gonna be, a little debate. There's going to be a little debate there, but I don't think he will win
he
against
won't. He
Giannis,
won't. Yeah, he won't. He
right?
won't.
This is Giannis we're talking about, and or is it name value that Giannis has?
No, no, no. We're just talking fantasy head to head.
Yeah,
If this is Roto, Giannis won't be in the bubble. I'd probably
yeah,
be
true.
Jaylen Brown, probably be
Or even
Siakam,
Siakam, yeah, yeah,
Siakam, yes, probably even Kristaps. Kristaps could be there, in a way in the East. So if this is Roto, but head to head, you can. It's still Giannis head to
yeah.
head.
Again, in head to head, if there's a player who can dominate one or two categories, it's a big advantage for you
Yep.
already. Markkanen, I guess, same argument with Zion. He's been good, but not really. You won't feel much of those presence. Plus, less stocks than I would think than Zion. I don't know the numbers yet, but I'm assuming he's not known for stocks. So too
Yeah.
much, just a lot of scoring though for Lauri as well.
Yeah.
So
And 3 points, 3 point shooting.
yeah,
Actually, I own Lauri, and like today, I was just 4 steals, 5 blocks, 4 assists behind. My opponent didn't have anybody today. I had Lauri. So I was down 1-7. I was hoping to catch up a little bit. And Lauri played well. He had 21 points. He shot the ball well. He had 4 3-pointers. But he had like 1 assist, 4 rebounds, no steals, no blocks. So it's a good game for his standards. But again, the categories, I have 4 categories I needed him to at least make it close for me to have a chance. He did nothing in all those. Nothing. So that's the problem with players like Lauri, though. But he's been very good this year. Still okay.
Yeah.
Still very good this year.
Yeah, all right. So comment your picks below if you can share them. You can go vote in the what do you call this? The NBA site website. In fact, the players we talked about, they can also, I think, be in contention for the actual All-Star game starters.
Yeah,
The
I
way
think
they've
so.
been playing, I think most likely that won't happen because I don't think AD is gonna make it. I don't think Sabonis is gonna make it. But they can, you can make an argument for all of them in the real All Star game. So not just fantasy All Stars, but comment your thoughts as well on who you feel are your All
Yeah.
Stars. Maybe fantasy, particularly fantasy, because we're talking mostly about fantasy basketball. All right, it's Friday, so let's do
Okay.
our face off Friday
Okay.
face off. And today we're gonna talk about Killian Hayes and Markelle Fultz.
It's very close. Actually, I was so happy about this face off. When I thought about it, I said, and I looked at the stats. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same.
So who do you
So
like?
uh I'll
This is going
probably
to be
still
interesting because Killian Hayes has always been that disappointing guard for the Pistons. What is this? The third year of Killian?
yeah, the third year of
The
Killian. But I
first
have a
year we didn't expect much, although the potential was there the first
yeah.
year. Second year we thought that this is the chance he's gonna get. He's gonna be the starter here. Apparently he was not. Third year he wasn't still the starter, but the injury to Cade helped propel him to that.
But
Uh,
but I have a confession to make. I've been a fan of Killian for a while because
I know, I know, I know.
I own him in NBA 2K. I actually, for whatever reason, my team there, my franchise team there, my dynasty team there is Detroit. And
Mm-hmm.
that happened the year Killian was a rookie. And when you play him in 2K, the defense, it's just, again, on your mind, you have this player who can play defense, who can shoot a little bit, pass the ball. So what's there not to like? So, my answer to this face off. I guess it should be you who, who will answer. Who
Now,
is like,
Fultz, Killian's first year was also marred by injuries. I think he had
yeah,
some major injuries then. Fultz, similar to Killian, had to go through lots of things to get to this point. Even until now, his history or the past of Markelle Fultz is haunting him in terms of one owning him, or for some fantasy managers they don't trust him enough just because of his injury.
but you like him, right?
Yes, I do because he's got a really nice game. Plus, I think the upside is still better, I guess, for against compared to Killian. It's
Yes.
just that I'm not sure if how healthy he's gonna stay. How long he's gonna stay healthy.
The
Last
right
year he
answer is
played well.
Fultz.
Last year he
Yeah,
played well until he got injured again, right?
yeah. The right answer is Fultz. He's really the better player than Killian. Even in fantasy, as you said,
He should be. He's
Killian.
the top pick.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, he was a top pick, but that doesn't mean anything anymore. He's not first pick level. But if you're comparing him to Killian, yeah, Killian can steal, can block, but Fultz can do that for me a little better. He can pass better than Killian Hayes. Maybe Killian can shoot better. That doesn't say much, but he can shoot
Yeah.
better. But overall, fantasy
Can
wise, the
he?
assist,
Are you sure he can shoot better?
yeah. Markelle, well, he shoots better in the sense that he makes more threes and takes more threes. Markelle just doesn't take a lot of
Yeah,
threes,
he doesn't.
which
Yeah.
which we're talking fantasy here. We're not talking real life. In fantasy, we don't care if you don't shoot. That's the reason your 3 points are low. The fact is it's low, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah, I like Fultz though, but like you said, you know, he is the right pick to be just because of the potential. He's better. He was the first pick. That means there's really potential there. But yeah, the health is a question.
yeah,
And I'm not sure how long. Plus, plus another thing going against uh, Markelle Fultz is that backcourt in Orlando is stacked. They have Cole Anthony,
True.
and then
True.
in a few weeks maybe Jaylen is coming back. So that's a 3 guard rotation already, and I'm not sure
Well,
he's
as you
gonna
said,
get as many minutes as we want him to
no, as you
get.
said, Suggs will come back. Somebody will get injured. Just hope
Well,
that it's not
hopefully it's
Fultz.
not Fultz.
But
Hopefully it's not Fultz.
hopefully it's not Fultz. Well, talking about injuries, maybe you can finish this off with AD. The rumors
Mhm.
is he has the same injury as Chet Holmgren, the Liz Frank injury. Supposedly that's the possible injury he got, which makes sense. If you look at how he got injured and how Chet got injured, it's a little similar, right? If you watch the summer league game where the whatever game of Chet when
Well,
LeBron hit him, so well, just
well,
something out put
that's
out there, yeah.
yeah, and that's not good. That's not good, guys. That's not good. I thought this year would be the year Anthony Davis smashes all those injury-prone reputation. We'll take 1 month off, but that type of injury is
Well,
pretty much done for the season. If that's
speculation, guys, again, as the Lakers have not still said what injury it is, but as I said,
that's that's the concerning part,
that's the
actually.
concerning part. Yes,
It's
that's the
like they really wanted to make sure. I think they want to make sure that there's really no other recourse here
yes, yes,
before they announce anything.
yes,
But the fact that they haven't really announced much after what 4 or 5 days already, or more
yeah.
than, I think it's almost a week now. Um, that's really concerning. And I
I'm
don't.
bringing this up just so that if a manager offers you their AD for, let's say, somebody like
Someone
Jonas
has offered me
Valanciunas,
AD.
no one.
Someone offered me AD.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe they will just take a Jonas Valanciunas or a John Collins. Maybe think twice, even if it's that low. Uh, just bringing out the possible situations where if he's out for the season, you should not be surprised anymore.
Yeah, don't take the ADs, guys. Don't take the ADs at this point. He's gonna be best case scenario is still gonna be out probably 4 to 6 weeks. That's the best case scenario. Um, and that's still a long time. 6 weeks. Imagine we're week 10. 6 weeks. That's week 11, week 16. You're almost
And
in the
how about
playoffs, and by that time you're probably out of it.
minutes restrictions, right?
Yep.
When he comes back.
That's the
So
best case scenario. The worst case,
yes,
of course, is him
yes.
being out for the season, just like Chet. And it's going to be worse because I think even if you're in Dynasty, he he could be out early next season. I don't know how that works, but yeah.
Guys, Dynasty and AD doesn't make sense. Doesn't make
No,
sense.
someone
So
has to own him, right? Someone has to own him. It's not like he's gonna be there in the waiver. Someone will own him. Someone's owning him. And I wouldn't be
don't
surprised
be the
if
guy.
he's, your second best player there, or third best player there. It's still a big loss for you, if you're
Well,
in
yeah.
Dynasty, right? It's not, especially if it's really full blown Dynasty. Like you can keep any player as long as you want, right? Because there are dynasties like that.
If there are dynasties like that and you have owned him for a long time, you're whatever. You want to torture yourself. Because for me, owning AD is a 1 year thing. So if you're in dynasty, I will not probably keep him or just try to trade him when he's healthy.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
some good news. Desmond Bain could play tomorrow. Michael Porter Jr. could
Yeah.
come back
This
tomorrow.
would be.
Some other players could come back tomorrow. So let's wait for that. Even if they don't come back tomorrow, looks like Bain's coming back probably after Christmas, I would assume.
And
He's
good news.
questionable now.
Good news. The crickets in Jimmy Butler's stomach has already.
The good news is it looks like Jimmy Butler's
know.
going to play 1 out of 2 games this week.
Yes.
And hopefully
Yes.
he gives us 2 games worth of stats tomorrow, like a 30-point game. I'm not even asking for luck. Like 30 points is easy. Maybe a triple double, and maybe 4 steals. Right? That's not asking too much for Jimmy Butler.
A lot of players were injured are coming back. Maybe the more concerning injuries, Capella, I think, is about to return anytime soon, maybe next week. So even Brandon Ingram reportedly next week, or probably 2 more games, is also coming back. So most of the injuries, Wendell Carter Jr., as I said, Desmond Bain, Michael Porter Jr. Zion is out with COVID, but that's just, COVID 1 week thing, so that's not
But
too long.
this
So,
time of the year, if you're close to returning, I wouldn't be surprised if they just sit them out until the rest of the
so
year ends.
yeah,
Right? I mean,
hopefully not.
this is, I don't know if you can relate, but when I was working in an office job, this time of the year, I just went to the office just to get myself cool and
That's true.
just to be there. But there's really not much work, and
But
you
in the
don't really
States
feel like
though,
working.
in the US though, I think it's like this week it's that kind of situation. But next week, going to 2023, it might not be that kind of situation. Just a preview of our weekly analyzer. There's gonna be a lot of games next week, like a lot. So it's gonna be the first week where we almost do not have any quality days. Like every day is like jam packed.
All right.
So watch out for that.
So watch out for that. And yeah, with that, that's all for that's all that we have for today's quickie. And today is the day before the holiday season. So Merry Christmas to everyone, guys. And as a gift to us, hopefully, we don't know what gift to give you, but hopefully the information we have is enough. But as a gift to us, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on our Twitter, on Facebook. Everything's just linked there in the description of this video. And with that, we'll see you guys again. Hopefully tomorrow, we'll see if we can squeeze one in tomorrow if there's a lot of things that has happened. But if not, we'll see. Maybe next week. But Merry Christmas, everyone. And see you when we see you. Bye.